Okay. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Traveling with Bruce, the live stream, 5 o'clock Eastern Time edition on Tuesday, March the March the March the 6th. It says right there, March the 6th, 2018. Welcome to the first of two. I'm live again at 8 tonight. But this is my first show today. Welcome back to my channel. Those of you who are regulars, great to have you here again. Hope you're having a good day for a Tuesday. Quite a number of things going on. Let me just kind of mute my little channel here. There we go. News in the cruise business as always, and developments in the world of just everything. I mean, there's stuff going on like crazy. This world is moving so fast I can't keep up. So welcome back. Yesterday we had some fun, I think, with those questions for the cruise, the cruise ship questions. Is this island completely surrounded by water? I love those questions. Whenever I find some of those, I kind of save them up and bring them out once in a while. Today here in Creston, BC, yucky. That's the word. It's yucky. We just have not been able to get the sunshine to break through the cloud cover. Probably about 35, 36 degrees, so we have meltage, but it's just gray and yucky. A little bit of sleet falling and not falling now, and it's just one of those days. It's winter, but the days are getting longer, and we're past 11 hours of daylight now, well past, and we're on our way to warmer weather sooner or later. This is, after all, March, so we'll see how it goes. On the channel, subscriber count keeps climbing. We were at 1,234 yesterday when I got off the air. Right now, 1,242. So we've had another 7 or 8 subscribers since yesterday afternoon. Thank you, new joiners, for coming on board. If you've never been here before, you're wondering what's going on, I'm Bruce with Traveling with Bruce. We love talking about cruise ships, cruise ship vacations, going on holidays. And this is an open Q&A kind of format, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I throw in a second show, 8 o'clock Eastern as well. And then Saturdays, 2 o'clock Eastern, we have a show as well. So you're welcome to join me anytime you want, any of those 6 days. Ask me anything you want about going on a cruise. If you're a newbie, you've never been on a cruise before, you've come to the right place. You are in heaven here, because you can ask us anything. If I can't answer a question that you folks have, one of my viewers probably can, because we all love talking about cruise ships and going on holidays and comparing notes. I have playlists on my YouTube channel about going on a cruise, finding cruise deals, what you can take on a cruise, what you can't, how to pack, how to save money on the cruise. I just did a video yesterday. I just uploaded one yesterday afternoon. How to save $1,000 going on a cruise. It's easy. It's so easy. It's incredible to me. It blows my mind how many people out there spend ridiculous amounts of money when they don't have to going on a cruise. I just read an article yesterday. I don't know if any of you folks saw this, but I like watching. I like reading the New York Times from time to time, or the Washington Post, or CNN. All these different websites. Anyway, on the New York Times, in the travel section, they had one of their travel editors write a piece about going on a 4-day cruise on a Disney cruise. And I'm looking at the money they're spending, and I just couldn't believe it. It's just incredible. I guess I got to be a travel editor, because it must pay pretty good, because this guy's dropping some coin. I couldn't believe it. He had a wonderful young daughter. I think she was around 8 or 10 years old, something like that. And talked about this cruise leaving from, I think it was Port Canaveral. And they dropped, I think it was $2,800 for the 3 of them, mom, dad, and the child, for 4 nights, and then another $1,500 while they were on the ship. So $4,300 in 4 days on a Disney cruise that went to Nassau, Bahamas, just a little Caribbean jaunt, not too far. A couple of other spots in the Caribbean. I thought, wow, that's serious money. My goodness, my wife and I could easily do a 7-day cruise with a balcony, and really having a good time for less. But that's just me. And again, it's all on how you want to travel. So anyway, the video I did yesterday shows you how you can save an easy $1,000 on taking a cruise. And there are other money-saving tips. And so if you watch my videos that I've done in the past and that I have in my playlist on my channel, or you catch these live streams, you will pick up all kinds of money-saving tips. You can't believe it. You'll realize not only is there's a reason that cruisers who do this all the time know that we get a better value cruising than staying at say a beach resort. But by far, we save so much more than staying at a beach resort. We get so much more out of it. That's why you want to be here. For those of you who are advertised, we're still down. It's 2 weeks today. We got cut off like everybody else did. I did read today a posting. It was kind of a YouTube thing. For those folks out there who have YouTube channels that do not have 1,000 subscribers or who just barely got there, they're now telling those folks the end of April before they are monetized. That's another 7 weeks that they have to wait to become monetized. And I think these are the folks who were not monetized before the changes, and they now have their 1,000 hours and they have their 1,000 viewers or subscribers and 4,000 hours, but they weren't monetized before. Those folks are waiting now to the end of April. In my case, I was monetized before the changes were announced from last October, but and I reached the threshold in time with all your help. You remember, folks, February 19th was the big day we did it. We broke the 1,000 subscriber mark on February 19th. Anyway, those channels, where I fall in, we are 3 out of 4 steps through the process automatically on the 20th of February. And now we're waiting for our channel review to be done, to be either kicked out permanently or brought back in. And I'm expected to be brought back in, but could go today, could be next week, could be 3 weeks. If they're telling the other folks the end of April, I just wonder if it's another 2 weeks. So with that in mind, I've been telling my viewers out there, those of you who are watching who are new, I've been telling my viewers, well, you can help support me if you want to. Since I'm not getting any ad revenue, you can super chat me if you want, which is kind of like a tip jar for my channel. There's a $ located at the bottom of the chat thing that you are sending me messages on. And if you wish, you can send this poor creator some shekels, a couple of bucks, any amount you want. But I have an incentive for you to send me more. It's a desperate plea, actually. Here's what I'm doing. I've shown you these before, so let me just grab this over here. You see, remember these? Some of you care, some of you don't. This is these are medallions. These are sports medallions, kind of like the size of a quarter. They're the diameter of a quarter. And I have NHL hockey teams here and NFL hockey teams up here. Not every single team, but a collection. And I have a few baseball here and a few NBA. These medallions are leftovers from from a store I used to have, a sports store. And I used to sell baseball hats and T-shirts and jerseys and coffee mugs with logos on them and all that sort of stuff. A pure sports type store. Anyway, I had these, and these come in these tiny little pouches. Let me show you. Here's one here for the Chicago Blackhawks. Sorry, folks. Here's one for the Chicago Blackhawks, and this is in a plastic pouch. And if you turn it around, you see on the back is this 3M thing here. That's a peel away thing, and it allows this to be stuck on anything. So you can put it on a cell phone. Like if you've got a like a cell phone, you can put it on a cell phone, or you can put it on a keychain. You can put it on a forehead. I mean, whatever you want to stick this on. A lot of folks who are golfers, they use these as ball markers. So what they'll do is they'll either take some nail polish remover and get rid of the glue on the back of this thing, and now this is just a coin, and it's their ball marker. Others will literally take the peel this off and stick this onto a quarter. It's the same size as a quarter, and now it's the double the width of a quarter, and it's a ball marker. It's a quarter on one side, it's a Chicago Blackhawks on the other. Anyway, anybody who sends me $10 or more on Super Chat gets one of these as a gift from yours truly. If it inspires any of you, that would be great. If you know someone who would love one of these, this could be a nice little gift for somebody. I'm happy to mail them out right here from good old Creston, BC. I've posted my email address on the top of this chat page here today. And if any of you want one of these or 2 of these or 3 of them, $10 for each one of them is what the deal is. Let me know. Send me an email saying, Bruce sent you $10 super chat today. I want the Philadelphia Eagles, and mail it to me here, and then just give me your name and address, and I'll mail one to you. So if you'd like to do that, that would be great. If it helps me get some more super chat money, great, because I'm not getting paid to do this from YouTube. I'm doing it for free these days, and we could use some action there, but I'm waiting for them to come around. If you have any questions on this, you can always let me know, or send me an email later. Let me know if you have any questions on it. I've got thousands of these things. Now, what teams do I have? That's the question some of you might be asking. I did a video on my channel back in December on these medallions, and just go to my homepage, my channel homepage, and look through my videos. You know, head back to December. You'll see the video there. You'll see close-ups of these medallions. I did a little bit better camera work than just holding it in front of you right here. And then you can see if there's a team in there that might interest you or someone you know. And like I say, if you're from the Philadelphia area, I've got the Flyers and I've got the Eagles. If you're from Pittsburgh, I don't have Steelers, but I do have the Penguins. And if you're from Detroit, I got the Lions, but the Lions. But hey, Michigan, you know, Detroit Red Wings, I got them. I got Boston Bruins, New York Rangers. So got a nice collection of cities around the country. And like I say, if anybody wants one of these, send me a $10 super chat or more, and I'm happy to mail you one, and we'll go from there. Now, let's say hi to who's here. Enough of the commercial. Let's see who's watching today and saying hi to me. Soulful of Music is here. Hi, Bruce. Soulful of Music, you're in Ireland. I hope that Beast from the East is gone. The new replay of live chat is now available. Good to hear. Olani is here from Hawaii. Hi, Bruce. 68 here in Fort Worth. Sorry, you're in Fort Worth. Sorry. Feels great outside. I keep thinking you're in Hawaii, but you're not. Maybe it's that name. That name gives, kind of makes me feel that you're from Hawaii. 68 in Fort Worth. Not bad. Bob, yo, Bruce. 62 and sunny in Pelham, Alabama. Roll Tide. Yes, sir. Welcome back. Debbie Manuel's here. Hi, Bruce. Mid-60s and sunny in Chico today. Hi, Debbie. How you doing? Debbie, you've sent me, I think, 5 super chats so far. You already qualify for 2 of these medallions. Pick any 2 you want. Just check out the video. Tell me the 2 you want. I'll mail them to you. No extra charge. Thank you very much. Bob Hollis. Hi, Bruce. 55 and partly cloudy in Atlanta. Rain has moved out. How you doing, Bob? Excelospo is here from Tokyo. Good morning, Tokyo. 2 days ago, it was a high of 20 and a low of 14. It was glorious. Today, 3 degrees Celsius. That's like 38. And a high of 8. Ugh. Yeah, gave it all back, didn't you? You got a taste of what's to come there. Patrick is here. Probably Rakoff. Patrick, hi, Bruce. Also in Atlanta. Glad it stopped raining. Way to go. Belinda C. Hi, Bruce. 74 here in Australia. Belinda, how you doing? Welcome to the channel today. Nice to have you by. 74. You gotta love that. Peter Heckema. Good afternoon, Bruce. Nice and sunny and 75 degrees here in Tarpon Springs, Florida. Fantastic. Welcome, Peter. George McCrower is here today. 79, partly cloudy, partly sunny. The Villages, partly listening. Partly conscious, partly alive. Yeah, I hear you. Welcome, George. Peter just got a pop-up which says your chat is now available in replays. I'm glad to hear that, because that's the first indication that there's anything about this really happening. I've been looking day after day going, when is this happening? They told us with great fanfare last week. So great. Now we'll cross our fingers and hope it works. I hope it works. Jackie Ladew. Hey, Peter, a day trip to Tarpon Springs on Saturday. Hi, Bruce. Sunny and warm here in Orlando. Way to go, Jackie. You're going to catch them there. Head into that town. Francis Williams is here. Hi, Bruce. 72 and sunny here in Beaumont, Texas. 39 days until we are on the Carnival Breeze, headed for the Bahamas. Right on. Buddy, that should be fun. You'll have a great time, I am sure. Fantastic. Randy Lucas. Hey, Bruce. Sunny and high of 68 today in Paradise, California. Gotta love that. Scott Batchley's telling me, hi, Bruce, back again. Nice and sunny today, 70 in Ventura, California. That's nice, 70. Paula K. Hi, Bruce, 41 sunny in Hanover, PA, 3 to 5 inches on the way tomorrow. Well, yeah, it'll keep the dust down a little longer, but that's all that's good for. Welcome back. Peter is saying, Jackie, make sure you visit the Sponge Docks, good Greek restaurants. Wow, there's some advice from a local. Debbie Manuel. Oh, yeah, thanks, Bruce. You betcha. Sylvan Forest. Hi, Bruce. 75 degrees, Florida, in Delray Beach, Florida. sunny, and the wind died down. Very nice here with the rum and coke and our late afternoon cigar. Fantastic, Sylvan. Way to go, buddy. Enjoy it and relax and have a great time. Welcome, everybody, to the channel. Any of you folks can give me a thumbs ups today. We'll take them, too. We've been getting a pile of them the last number of videos. I really appreciate it. It's helping. It looks like we're at 33 viewers right now, which is fantastic. Like I said, if any of you are new to this channel, have never watched before, welcome. You can tell me where you're watching me from. What's your high temperature today? I'm at about 35, 36 here. And believe it or not, I think it's getting lighter out. It might actually, I can't believe it. During my telecast, it's getting better. I don't know. We'll see if it actually improves anymore. But, you know, end of the day, a couple hours from now, it'll get, you know, near sunset and then it'll get dark. But we're melting and, you know, we're slowly coming out of it. And yeah, if you're new, say hi to me if you want, and you can ask me anything you want about going on a cruise. Yesterday, we touched on a couple of topics. One of the topics we touched on was we had a couple of viewers here yesterday who are regulars. Mark, the Lost Traveler, who is not here yet, he might be later, and Teresa was here. And Teresa and Mark had just gotten back from a cruise. He was on one cruise. Teresa had taken two back to back, and it was the second cruise. They happened to be on the same ship. And they both witnessed an evacuation, a medevac, where the helicopter was called in to evacuate, take someone off the ship as an emergency, along with the traveling companion, which I assume was the spouse. And Mark the Lost Traveler actually filmed it, posted it on his YouTube channel last night, and I caught that. But that brought up the topic of travel insurance. And I thought, well, today I might go into it a little bit more. It's a topic that I'd need an hour to really get into it, and I don't want to. It's just so, to me, it's like insurance. I don't want to talk about insurance. I don't want to bore you folks about insurance, but I found a couple of little highlights today that I thought were interesting, and I quickly cover it. First thing about travel insurance that you have to know, for those of you who are new to cruising in particular, but even those veterans of ours, those of us who are veterans, have been around a while, it doesn't cover everything. And here's what it doesn't cover, just so you know. They call it onboard adventure simulators. You're not covered for onboard adventure simulators. Now, what are those? Well, depending on the ship you're on, if you're on a Royal Caribbean ship that happens to have a skydiving blow type machine where you can simulate the art and act of skydiving in that tube, you're blowing around, even though they put the helmet on you, they put the goggles on you, and they put you in a suit, body suit, and you're being held by the instructor, and you're kind of, you know, floating around. You get hurt in one of those, insurance doesn't cover you. Travel insurance, they're going to deny the coverage for any injuries on that. And if you lie and say, oh, I broke my arm falling down, and they'll find out that you were on a simulator, you're done for. You're not covered for that. So be careful. Other simulators or other onboard activities where you're not covered would be the rock climbing wall. You know, if the instructor down below kind of lets go of the rope and chatting up your girlfriend while you're 20 feet up, and then you come crashing down, you're not covered for getting hurt on that rock wall. So you're done for there. The zip line, something bad happens on a zip line. It's bad, and you're not covered, just so you know. Surfing simulator. I've seen these YouTube videos all the time where they're trying to learn how to surf on the simulator on the Royal Caribbean ship. And they look to me like they take some serious spills, and then they get whipped along the back of the darn thing and get thrown off, and then they come back for more. I can't believe it. Well, you get hurt one of those things, or you know, you wake up the next morning and you pulled some ligaments, you're not covered. Sorry. And oh yeah, being drunk. If you're drunk and you hurt yourself while you're drunk, you're not covered. They have ways, they have investigators, especially if your claim is a sizable claim, they're going to really check it out. They're going to ask you skill testing questions like, oh, I don't know, did you have a drink package? Or can we see a copy of your room bill? Because we want to see how many drinks you charged to your room on that 7-day cruise. Oh, 8 drinks a day, huh? You weren't drunk, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah. So being careful there. Then they'll talk to the cabin people, the ship people, the doctor, the onboard doctor. If that doctor was treating you, that's where the bill came from. The onboard doctor will say, well, yeah, Mr. Jones had a couple and he was feeling pretty loose. Yeah, you're denied. Just see it. So if you're drunk, no coverage. All right, now about the insurance. You might find, unbeknownst to you, that you might actually already have travel insurance now. You might have travel insurance without even knowing you have travel insurance. How, you say, Bruce, how is that even possible? Well, let me tell you. If you book your cruise using a credit card, the credit card you have may have travel insurance built in. Did you know that? Check into that, especially if you got one of these high-end gold or platinum or big mile type cards, a card you're paying a fee every year for all the perks. Check them out. Get online or call that 800 number on the back of that card and find out what the travel insurance is and find out what kind and what it covers. They'll probably send you an email and show you all the coverages that you have. As long as you book the cruise using that credit card, and then I would recommend you pay your room tab with that credit card as well. Use it as your onboard credit card. That will give you coverage under their travel insurance. And it might be very extensive. It might be not so great. So you have to look into that. That's why I caution you about it. Another one to consider is your auto insurance. Now, if you've got automobile insurance, some of the agencies out there will offer you a rider where they'll say, yeah, if you're renting a car, you're on a holiday or a business trip and you rent a car, you've got car renter's insurance built in on your regular car insurance policy. So you can decline that $17 a day nonsense that they want to soak you at the counter. But inside that, there might even be travel insurance. And there may be a way for you to add travel insurance onto your car insurance policy. Talk to your car insurance agent about that. You never know what they can do. The other one is life insurance. If you have existing life insurance through an agent, home insurance, homeowners or renters insurance, car insurance, and life insurance, you talk to that agent, your Allstate agent or whoever you're using or a broker that you're using, give them a call and say, hey, look, wife and I are thinking of taking off. We want to go on a couple of cruises, a couple of holidays this year. What kind of travel insurance do you offer? Do you offer anything that I can qualify for under either one of the existing policies, or do you sell it separately? And they may say to you, are you in luck? Since you've got auto and home, fire and health insurance or life insurance, we can throw this in at a real deal for you because we're just going to add it as another product to your insurance coverage. And that you want to look into rather than talking to the travel agent or talking to the cruise line directly for insurance from those guys. Those guys are kind of like the car rental counter. You're going to pay that top-notch premium price, couple $100 each or more, depending how old you are, your condition. Talk to your insurance agent and just see if you can get an overriding rider. It might be $10 a month that covers you for up to $1 million in coverage. I'm spitballing here, folks, but it's worth a call and it's worth looking into. So look into all those features with your existing insurance people. You never know, you may have coverage or access to coverage at such a price you can't believe it. Look into that, okay? Where am I here now? Let's see, where am I on my messages? Peter is here, and Debbie and Sylvan and Pamela Jordan was here saying hello today. Hi, Bruce and everyone. Cloudy, wet, 48 here in Iva, South Carolina. Hi, Pamela. Pamela Jordan. I'll get it. The glasses work, but it's the eyes. Matt, good evening, Bruce. Good evening, Matt. How are you? Welcome back, buddy. George McCrower saying on a medevac, if you carry a Marine Band handheld walkie-talkie with you on the cruise, you can monitor the radio traffic between the Coast Guard, the helo, and the ship's bridge during the event. That would be interesting listening, wouldn't it? And Peter Heckema, on things like zip lines and rock climbing wall, you have to sign a waiver. That's a reason. There's a reason. You can't sue us either. That's right. You could get hurt, but you're not suing us because you signed off a waiver. That's right. And hopefully you were sober when you signed it off. Sylvan Forrest, I've been fighting with travel insurance since early January, he says. When I missed a cruise because of emergency surgery, I had no idea I would have to jump through so many hoops to be reimbursed. It's amazing, isn't it? And I don't know, Sylvan, did you have the travel insurance through the cruise or through a travel agent or through your own agent? I'm curious because if it was through your own agent, I'm wondering if maybe it would be easier. But I'm assuming I don't know. Like, can you tell me? But kind of curious about that. Anna EP is saying, aloha, everyone. Sunny, breezy, and 75 in Honolulu today. Anna, you're killing me. That's fantastic. Welcome back. PJ Hambrick is here. PJ, how are you? Bruce, new subscriber. Welcome. Maybe off topic, but do you have any advice on using a debit card versus a credit card for sign and sail? First time cruiser, leave in 4 weeks. Should we just use cash or a debit? Okay. I'm assuming you're talking about your onboard charges. Is that part of it? Because here's the deal. When you check in, either online or at the departure gate, like at the terminal, when you're just about to board the ship, they're going to want to give you your room key or a band, a wristband that has a sensor on it that opens your lock and lets you charge everything with sensors and stuff. I've always used a credit card or a debit credit card, something like that. And what they'll usually do is they'll seek some kind of a dollar amount as a pre-approval amount, might be $1,000 or something like that. So as long as your card is capable of that, you should be all right. If it's a credit card, it should almost always go through. And then whatever you charge on your room, your account on board will go right to your room account. And you have the option to pay that bill anytime during the cruise. Like say 4 days in, you owe them $400. You can go to the front desk and throw them $400 and bring that balance to zero. And then at the end of the cruise, whatever the balance is, you can pay it again, or you can pay it all at the end in cash. It's totally up to you. I see a lot of folks on the last day of the cruise, the last full day, which is usually a sea day when it's heading back to port. And on the last sea day, I'll see people in line at the help desk, and that's where your accounts are kept. And the pursers are bringing out or printing off the statements and showing the passenger, these are all the charges to your room for your cruise, your shore excursions, drinks, especially restaurants, whatever you're charging, tip money. Anyway, I see people settling up there. Now, some folks will register, when they check in, they'll check in with a credit card, and then they prefer to pay it in cash, or others prefer to divvy it up. It might be two traveling companions, and they're splitting it. And so say it's $1,000, something like that. So at the end of the 7th day, or in the 6th day, heading back to port, the two of them show up together. They see the tab, and they decide, well, I'll pay $500 using my credit card or debit card or cash, and the other person will pay their $500 whatever way they want to. The ship people are more than happy to take money any way you want to give it to them. They love cash. They don't mind cash. They don't mind credit. They don't mind debit. But on the departure day, on embarkation day, that's what I'm trying to say, at the terminal, I'm pretty certain you can use a debit card to check in. Unless anyone here has run into anything like this that doesn't work, let me know. But I'm sure you'll be fine. Okay. So welcome, by the way, PJ. It's nice to have you here. Fantastic. Sylvan, I bought the travel insurance through Norwegian when I booked my reservation. Oh, okay. So I had a hunch, Sylvan, that you're having all these hoops because you bought the insurance through the NCL people, and it's the insurance company that they use that doesn't know you, obviously, as an individual, because they've never dealt with you before, and now you're going through all the hoops to get this done, and I'm sorry to hear it, of course. Who needs this crap? My hunch, Sylvan, is had you been using your own, insurance person, your agent, for your home, your car, whatever, if you have one, maybe you have three. Some of us use one for a car, one for the house, and one for life insurance. Anyway, whoever you'd use for that, then they would theoretically be working with you. But then again, maybe not, because some of these agents are, they're so lazy. They just want to get the premium, and then they don't want to talk to you anymore. I can't say. I'm just hoping that you are successful in getting this claim resolved. And if it's in the policy, it's in the policy. But yeah, it can take a while. It can be really frustrating. I hear you there. Absolutely. Debbie, Deb Boy's here. Debbie's saying, I wouldn't even cross the border for day shopping unless I had insurance. My mother spent a week in hospital in Florida years ago, and it cost $100,000, but she was insured. Thank goodness, thank God for that. Isn't that something? Yeah, you know, when an accident happens, boy, you have no idea what the cost could be. You just have no idea. It's unbelievable. Joshua Watson saying, hi, Bruce. 33 degrees here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. It's been a sloppy last few days with rain, sleet, snow, and wind. Yuck, Joshua. For those of you who've been just joining in the last 5-10 minutes, a little recap. Sorry, folks who've already seen this. See these? These are medallions that I have, these sports medallions. Some of you know about them, some of you don't. I used to have a sports store at one time, and I used to sell all kinds of memorabilia and baseball caps, T-shirts, jerseys. These are about the size of a quarter, and it covers NHL teams, NFL teams, some baseball and basketball teams. Anyone who's given me a $10 super chat donation today or more, you get one of these. I'm sending it to you by mail. And I've included my email address at the top of the chat site today, where you can just send me your information. Bruce, send me a Boston Bruins or Detroit Red Wings or Toronto Maple Leaf at this address, and thank you. So if any one of you would like one of these, you make a gift donation to my super chat of $10 or more, you're getting one of these today. I got thousands of them, folks. I got to get rid of them. And it's just my way of saying thanks for anyone who's super chatting me. I appreciate it. As a lot of you know, I'm still not monetized. This is the second week anniversary. No advertising revenue, zilch. So I'm working for free. What do we got going here? Sylvan is saying, the problem is not with Norwegian, he's saying. Norwegian reimbursed my port charges and taxes in a few days. The insurance, the travel insurance, is making my life difficult, but I shall prevail if it's the last thing I do in my life. Yes, sir. You're not letting go. You're a pit bull. Why would you let go? It's your money. A deal's a deal. They wrote the policy. They created the policy. You honored it by paying for it. Norwegian stepped up to the plate. It's time for these guys to step up to the plate. I agree, Sylvan. Absolutely. Alani column is, hi, PJ. We always use a debit card, and I've never had a problem. There you go. There you go, PJ. You've got someone who's already responding from my viewership too. So there you go. There's an answer for you. I didn't think you'd have a problem either. Okay. Bob Hollis, PJ, you can set your limit with a debit or a credit card at whatever amount you choose. Generally, a minimum of $200. If you exceed it, they will just take more off of your card. So there you go. They're very flexible. I had an incident where I got fortunate on the second last day of a cruise I was on. I was in the casino, was playing a slot machine, had a bonus round, another bonus round, a bonus and a bonus, a double bonus. Next thing I had $700 from a nickel machine, just paid out. And I cashed it in, took the cash, $700. I walked over to the guest services desk and I said, what's my tally on my bill? They told me how much it was. I said, well, here's 600 cash towards it. Boom, I kept 100 in my pocket for pocket money. Threw 600 right at that bill right there. And I knew that my credit card would be charged that much less at the end of the cruise. So the only regret I have is that the machine didn't pay out more. What is it with these codes? It's like the slot machines on a cruise ship, even in Las Vegas, are kind of in favor of the house and not the traveler or the consumer. You notice that? It's disappointing. Anyway, that's it's a little tidbit for you folks. Other news, PJ is also saying, thanks, I've heard different banks place holds on debit cards when used. It's just curious. There you go. Today, I found some information about cruise lines having ordered ships. And I find it fascinating because nowadays, when a cruise line orders a new cruise ship, the average size of a cruise ship these days is over 3,000 passengers. I mean, we don't hear about 1,500 passenger cruise ships for the major lines anymore. Maybe a boutique line, 930 passengers for the Viking ocean liner. Yeah, that's their size. That's their wheelhouse. But Carnival, they don't build 1,500 passenger ships anymore. Princess, Royal Caribbean, far from it. And so the ships that are coming off now off these shipyards, massive machines. And I noticed today I saw an article, over 40 cruise ships are now on order through cruise building facilities. They're either being constructed as we speak or in line to get made, one after the other. Between now, 2018, and 2026, I think it is, the next 8 years. It's 5 a year for the next 8 years. 5. That's a record amount of ships per year. You used to see a new cruise ship once a year, maybe every second year, like every year and a half. You'd hear about a new cruise ship. Now it's 5 big ones, and then all these boutique lines. I noticed today, Ponant Cruise Lines from France, they've ordered 2 more of these mega yacht cruise ships that hold 110 passengers each, approximately. That means 4 on order now, 2 to be delivered, 1 this year, 1 next year, and then 2 more 1 year each after that. So Ponant now has a bunch of ships on order in that class at high-end dollars. But for the big boys, the Carnivals and the Norwegians and the Royal Caribbeans, here's what I came up with. The Carnival, they're just about to receive the Horizon. That's 4,200 passengers. That's a Vista-class ship. And then next year, Los Angeles will get, or Long Beach will get the other Vista-class ship, 4,200 people, called the Panorama. And so those 2 are coming from Carnival. But they've got 2 LNG, liquid natural gas, cruise ships on order. Each will hold 6,600 passengers, 1 for 2020, 1 for 2022. And I believe those are for Ada Cruise Lines, which is it is a subsidiary of Carnival. So those are 4 ships coming, and look at the capacity: 2 6,600s and 2 4,200s. My goodness, 20,000+ people a night for cruising, unbelievable. Holland America, which is a subsidiary of Carnival, the Staten Dam is coming out this year, and the another class of Pinnacle ship, which this is the Staten Dam, will be out in 2021. Both of them hold 2,650. These are the small ones now. These are small cruise ships. Unbelievable. Princess has ordered 3 3,560 capacity passenger ships. I was on the Ruby Princess last year, 2,400 capacity, if I recall. These 3,560 passengers, 50% more. They're coming out in 2019, 2020, and 2022. When you think about it, that these are vessels that are going to run 600 million at the very low end, more like 800 million for these 4,000 passenger ships, up to $1 billion a shot, and 40 odd on order. That's $40 billion of orders for cruise ships in the next 8 years. Unbelievable expenditures. Royal Caribbean has a Symphony of the Seas that's about to be released very shortly. 6,780 passengers. There's another ship of that class, the Oasis class, that is going to be built right away. As soon as this one's done, it gets started. That'll be ready in 2021, so 2.5 years or so. And then we have, for Royal Caribbean, a Spectrum class of ship, 4,200 passengers. There's 2 of those coming. And then another class of ships called the Icon class, holding 5,000 passengers each. 2 of those are committed to for 2022, 2024. So Royal Caribbean is going after the 4 to 5 to 6, 7,000 capacity ship market. They'll probably phase out some of the very older 2,500 passenger ships and replace them with these and keep expanding. Now, Royal Caribbean, as we know, some of you know, most of you know, Celebrity. They own Celebrity. The Edge, Celebrity Edge, is out this year, 2018. There's another ship in the same class coming out for 2019, next year. And then we have another ship called Beyond in 2000. It's 2,900 passengers coming out in 2020. And the same class of ship, there'll be 2 more, 2021, 2022. So Celebrity, 5 new ships. And like I say, Royal Caribbean, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 or 6 or 7 more. It's just amazing. Norwegian, the Bliss, coming out. Some of you are booked on the Bliss already with the go-karts on the top. The Bliss is out this year. Encore is the next one, same style ship, coming out in 2020, excuse me. And then they have the same ship coming out in 2021 and 22. So 1 for 18, 1 for 2020, 1 for 2021 and 2022. Unbelievable. Sorry, I misread that. I apologize. It is, let's start that again. Norwegian, the Bliss, the Encore, this year, next year. Then they have something called the Leonardo class. That's the next version. 3,300 passengers, a little smaller. They've got 4 of those from 2022, 23, 24, and 25. One a year for 4 years in a row. Leonardo class. Disney, 3 ships on order. It says here 2,500 passengers each. I was led to believe Disney is doing 4,000 passenger ships, not 2,500s. 2021, 22, 23. I'll be looking for, if I see a correction on that, I'll let you guys know, but I'm pretty sure it's 4,000. MSC, 10 ships on order. 10. Please don't be like the Seaside, or please, just don't do that. MSC, 10 ships from 4,100 to 6,300 capacity. And from 2018-19, 1 a year, all the way up to 2026. Every year, just 10 of them. Unbelievable. Virgin Voyages, which is Richard Branson's cruise line, to finish things off. He's ordered 3 2,800 passenger ships, 2020, 21, and 22. Those are coming. And I was just reading, before I came on the air, Ritz-Carlton. Ritz-Carlton is building a, they look like mega yachts from the air. They look like absolute giant mega yachts, kind of like the Ponant series, but they're holding 700 passengers each. So they're very big. They're 700 feet long. They'll have a helicopter pad, and I'm not sure if they have any submersibles with them or not. But these cruise ships are designed to reach smaller ports, and the Ritz-Carlton people have sort of been announcing their plans. And their plans are they'll offer you a 10-day cruise, say in the Mediterranean or the Caribbean, but you'll stop for 2 or 3 days at a port. So you might have 3 stops, but it's 2 or 3 days for each stop. So it's a much more leisurely pace. And if you've got plans to, go to Saint Martinique or Saint Martin or Grenada or whatever smaller islands, you might golf the one day if you're a golfer. You might snorkel the next day on a tour, or you might take a charter boat to go fishing, charter fishing for a day. So Ritz-Carlton's taking a whole different attitude to the cruise game. High-end, 6-star luxury, top of the line, top dollar. You're looking at a 1-week cruise, at least 5,000 a passenger minimum. But you're going to be all-inclusive practically. There'll be virtually nothing to pay extra for except for personal services like spas, massages, and manicures. But all of your on-ship affairs are covered, and you'll be treated like you would be treated at a Ritz-Carlton hotel, first class all the way for the first class dollar. So interesting there, and they're building 3 as well. They're building 3 of these ships. These 2 carriers, Virgin Voyages and Ritz-Carlton, are coming into this niche area of the cruise business, where they're not interested in competing with Norwegian or Carnival, Royal Caribbean. Don't need to. They're giving that market up to those guys. You have that market. You own that market. You bought that market. What we're about is a whole different experience in cruising that appeals to a certain segment, might be the top 5%, the top 3% of cruisers. And that's the same with Ponant and a number of other high-end lines. Of course, Seabourn is in that area, which is owned by Carnival, obviously. But these high-end cruise ships are dealing with the absolute top-end crowd. And you'll pay dearly to get on the ship, but then you'll be well pampered. Now, if you can afford 5,000 or 10,000 a person for a week, you'll be pampered. If you can afford more than that, you either own your own yacht or you charter your own yacht, and that can be done if you've got that kind of cash, folks. You win the lottery. One pull of the slot machine at the right casino, you can charter a ship for $100,000 a week, and you got yourself a 120, 150 foot long boat. Maybe 10 of you can go, and off you go. But it's 100,000 a week or more. Knock yourself out. But people do that. That's the thing that blows my mind, is that there are people paying that kind of money right now and enjoying these features. I don't happen to know any of them, and none of them seem to be subscribers of mine. They don't. At least they haven't mentioned it. Now maybe they are. Maybe some of you are those kinds of folks. You just haven't tipped your hand yet. That's the kind of vacation you like to have. but it's okay. Privacy, I understand. I respect the privacy. Let's see here. Oh, Mark the Lost Traveler is here. Hi, Bruce, and all you cruisers. Hey, Mark, how you doing, buddy? Peter, Hekima, European shipyards are so backed up with orders that now some cruise lines will be using shipyards in China. Yeah, I believe it. Taiwan, China, Japan, of course. Wouldn't surprise me if Vietnam is getting into the game. Yeah, there are a number. But the funny thing about these shipbuilding yards in Europe, what surprises me is I constantly read articles and have for the last number of months about how backed up they are, how busy they are, and yet they're going broke. Some of these shipyards are not making money. The shipyard that was supposed to build the icebreaker for the one Norwegian cruise line, it was this hybrid icebreaker ship. The ship's been delayed a year to be delivered because the technical aspects of the ship, the build out, proved a little more difficult than they thought because it's the first one they ever made. They've never figured this one out before, and so they've run into some technical difficulties. And they decided to slow back and do it right rather than do it fast and wrong. But the shipyard in question was having financial problems, and so the ferry line, the ship company ordering the ship, actually turned around, bought 40% of the boatyard, the shipyard, along with other investors, and they now own it. And the same has happened with the Norwegian shipyard, Vercraft, I think it's called, in Germany, where they build all the Norwegian cruise ships. That shipyard is owned by the original owners of Norwegian Cruise Lines. They bought the whole shipyard because it was in financial trouble, and so that makes me wonder, well, how does this work? If you have record orders for these ships, they're 700 million to $1.3 billion a piece. The French building the one for Royal Caribbean, $1.3 billion for Symphony of the Seas. $800 million an average ship. Where's the profit margin? Can't you guys build a ship with a profit margin? I don't understand how you can undercut other shipyards for the business if there's a lineup of ship companies dying to get in to get a boat built. So I'm curious, maybe they're losing their butts on the container ship business or the oil tanker business. They're bleeding red ink on that division, but they're making all their money on the cruise side, but there just aren't enough cruise ships to make it work, even with 40 on order. Maybe that's not enough for the shipyards to survive. Thing I'm thinking about is if you're in China and or if you're looking to build a ship in China or in Thailand or Taiwan Thailand, Taiwan, Indonesia, you'd want to have a shipyard where the workers get paid the least. We're talking third world wages, but you're still going to need first world production capacity, and this is why these Norwegian and German shipyards and French shipyards can still compete for this business, because these cruise ships are so complex that maybe that's why we don't see very many other shipbuilders in third world countries at this point. But that might change with time. I don't know. Let me just see if we have any comments here. Debbie's saying, obviously there is money to be made. Wow, that's a lot of ships. Yeah. Chevy and First saying, checking in. 198 days until my first cruise. Beautiful. Peter Hekima, hope the Chinese know how to build ships. Maybe the MSC Seaside was a product of China. Taya, just yikes. I was looking today, just as a point of interest. I was kind of curious, how many videos are there of the MSC Seaside on YouTube? And so I just entered MSC Seaside, hit enter, and I stopped at 8 pages. I mean, it was page after, it's like 20 results per page, I think it is. 160, and there were still more. There are hundreds, probably literally hundreds and hundreds of videos about the MSC Seaside. And some of them are from a year ago when the ship was being designed and built and announced, and all there were computer graphic images of the ship. And then there were videos of the inaugural voyage, and we've seen some of those horror shows. And then, of course, there have been the videos since. But I also was looking for, well, what are the most watched videos? What are the videos of the most watched viewers? And the top 2 or 3 were all sponsored by MSC. So, of course, MSC had their professional crews make videos and talk about how great this ship's going to be. going to be, how wonderful it's going to be, how North Americans are going to have a wonderful time on this ship. And then they put them onto YouTube. And did they put them out there with enhanced viewership? In other words, did they pay YouTube to get exposure? I don't know. But they have a lot of views, these videos, a lot of views, but none of them refer to any technical issues. Nothing about the aroma. Nothing about the other issues that we've talked about. I found that kind of an interesting little thing to kind of keep an eye on. Yeah, so we'll have to see how that goes. But the next ship that MSC has is coming out later this year. I think it's coming out in the spring, maybe May or so, June. And that one is destined for the Mediterranean area. And I tell you, if I were MSC Seaside, first of all, if I'm the project manager building that, in charge of that ship being built, I'd be nervous, worried about, will we have the same problems that the ship in Miami is having? Because if we have that problem in our home turf of Europe, which we're number one, MSC is the number one cruise line in Europe for passengers. If they run into problems in Europe, in their home turf with that new ship, the sister ship to the Seaside, oh, are they going to have a bad year? Just they're going to get slammed by the critics. And I got to imagine, if you're a cruise ship vlogger or a cruise ship critic, you're going to want to be careful about, bragging about the ship before it sails. Because what if you tell the world how great this ship is based on the propaganda from the cruise company, only to find it's having similar issues mechanically that the ship in Miami is having? Oh, you don't want that. And this is why you folks may remember, I may have only had about 400 subscribers at the time I did that video. I did a video a few months back. I was talking about the top rated ships according to Cruise Critic. CruiseCritic.com classified the winners of various categories of ships, and the best new ship was MSC Seaside. Number one, called it the best ship of the year. Yeah, because they were looking at all the computer-generated photos, and they were looking at all the videos that MSC put out about how great the ship was going to be and all the innovations the ship has and all the features the ship has. They hadn't been on it. They hadn't spent a week on this cruise ship. They didn't have any staff members down below on deck 5 enjoying the special ambiance. If they had had a person on the bottom, maybe they wouldn't have called it the ship of the year. Ever thought about that? So yeah, that kind of got me wondering, what's that all about? Peter Heckema, you are wonderful. You're sending me $2 today on Super Chat. You broke my shout out. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Another hot dog at Costco, he says. Thank you very much, sir. That tells me, Peter, I know you've sent me more than $10 on Super Chat. You did a $1.99, you did another $1.99, then you sent me a $5 chat or something like that. Now you're sending me this $2 chat. And you've given me more than $10. And so that means you, sir, are getting a medallion, a sports medallion. And for those of you who are just joining me, third time of the day, he's going to get one of these. Tell me the one you want, Peter, and I'll mail it to you. It's yours with my compliments. And if you know someone who will love one of these, order it for them. If you know a golfer who's a fan of the Boston Bruins or the Edmonton Oilers or the Pittsburgh Penguins or New Jersey Devils or the Eagles, the Ravens, the Falcons, the Chicago Bears, the Bills, New Orleans Saints, you tell me what team they like. I'll send you one of these in the mail, and you just send me your address. My email is on the top of this chat, and you've got a medallion, sir. My compliments. Thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate it, because that's more than $10 that you've sent me already, and I appreciate it. And thank you for that. I need them all. I can get. Anyway, there's my little spiel of the day for these different ships and what's coming and what's going on. It's these cruise lines, they have to think 2-3 years ahead for their cruises, for their inventory needs. Plus, of course, they're looking at the 5-year rollover calendar. Every ship every 5 years goes into dry dock for full-blown inspections, front to rear. The engineer gets issues resolved at dry dock that the engineer can't fix at sea. The captain gets issues resolved that he wants resolved. The first officer's the hotel manager. He has a list a mile long. Every deck, all these cabins, this is what needs to be done at all these cabins, whether we're going to replace the televisions, replace the beds. We've got, we have, big gouges in the chairs, or we've got scratch marks, or we've got, cracks in mirrors, and, all the little things that have to be done. They're keeping the list, they're itemizing it. And every 5 years that ship is going into dry dock, the folks at head office for these cruise lines, they've already got that list. They get the list all the time. It's updated, probably weekly. And they've got that wish list figured out. And the contractors at dry dock are waiting for that ship to come on in. And they've already got the mirror for cabin number 744. They got the new mirror for that one. Yeah, we got it. And we're replacing all the mattresses on all the ships. We know exactly which mattress goes where, because different cabin levels have different sizes of mattresses and quality. And then there's the thread count with the sheets. Certain cabins up at the top have the Egyptian cotton. Some of the cabins down below don't have that good stuff. They got good stuff, but they don't have the really good stuff. Well, they're ready for that. They know exactly where all this goes. And it's just unbelievable. As soon as that ship pulls in there, even before they drain the water out of dry dock, these contractors are on the ship now. And they're always scouring the ship, and they're draining the dry dock. And here come the contractors with the tools, and here come, out go the old mattresses, in come the new mattresses. All the bedding comes out, all the bedding goes in. I mean, it's just a military precision. 28 days and nights, 24 hours a day, that ship is being refurbished, and it's out of there because it's $3 million a day sitting in the dry dock, actual cost, plus it's not making any money. It hasn't got a paying passenger on board. So these cruise lines will get this done. For those of you who are brand new, you may not know that, but those of us who've been around a while, but most of us do. Any of you folks out there who've never been here before, give me a thumbs up today, or my regulars, give me a thumbs up today on this telecast if you like. We got 21 thumbs ups right now. Fantastic. We'll take them all. And let me see if I got any other comments here. Soulful of Music. The smell, he was on the ship. Soulful of Music was on the ship, folks. This is eyewitness reporting. The smell was just the tip of the iceberg on the seaside. All around service was so bad. Endless people in lines at the reception with many complaints right through their cruise. It just doesn't stop. This is what I hear all the time. It's just been a disaster. Peter Heckema, get that group cruise going, Bruce. We are excited about signing up. I'll let you know as soon as I'm ready. Soulful of Music saying every day we had to visit reception to tell them to stop billing our drinks that we have packages. I mean, come on. You've got the drink package. You ordered the drink. And then on their room charge, you see that they're charging you for the drink. That's called double dipping. What is that? Every day he had to. What is that? Is this going to happen on the new sister ship? I hope not. The complaints will be, and they'll just won't stop. It just won't stop. Shipping First saying, "Soul, did they give any compensation for the issues?" Good question. Did you get any compensation for that, Soulful Music? I'm guessing you didn't. That's my guess, but I'm curious whether you did or not. I did notice today balcony prices in the 400s on MSC Seaside. The high 400s, 450 to 500 for a balcony per person. That's how many people are canceling cruises right now. I bet you the cancellation rate on that ship is so high. I've had a number of people send me messages on my channel saying, Bruce, I was booked on the Seaside. I canceled it. I canceled the Seaside. I'm not going on that thing. No way am I going on that thing. I'd rather go on another ship and wait, 6 months or a year, get your act together. I agree. I see Soulful Music saying, nope, no compensation offered. Nothing. It was an absolute nightmare. You were treated like garbage. They had all kinds of issues with personnel, mechanical, organizational. The food was awful. The entertainment, and you got no compensation for the complaints. And all the time, how many hours did you figure you stood in line at guest services waiting for your turn to complain and get these charges reversed and complain about the other issues? This is not what you're there for. You're supposed to be there to relax. How are you relaxing with that? It's just terrible. Debbie Manuel saying, sounds like trouble of the new line, not cruising, just new ship on existing cruise line. Debbie, you're absolutely right. It is, I believe, too, really the problem with a brand new build out of a new design of a brand new style of cruise ship. That's what it is. If they'd have replicated the last one they made, they've got all the bugs figured out on those ships. The hope now is that the second ship and the third one and the fourth one, they figured out the problems here right back to the, not even to the shipyard, prior to that, because a lot of these systems get manufactured off-site and then are delivered to the shipyard for final assembly. And the hope is that going right back to the designer of the plumbing systems, the drink systems. I mean, they're hopefully, and the elevator systems too. There was problems with the elevator systems too. I heard problems with the bar, the tap machines just for beer. Beer on tap, folks. This is bar 101 technology here. To have a bar with a beer tap is not all that complicated. Well, it's complicated, but it's not like new technology. It's from the 30s, the 20s, the 50s. Of course, on a cruise ship it's a little different, but still, the MSC Seaside is having problems delivering beer to passengers, and then they're having drink problems. And waiters, you'll be in the dining room and you order a drink, and the waiter can't get the drink for you at the bar in the dining room because it's not functioning. It's mechanically not working. So the server leaves the restaurant, goes to the nearby bar down the way, orders from the bartender a drink, and brings it back to your table. The waiter's probably walked 150 feet this way and 150 feet that way. That's the length of a football field to bring you a drink. This is not very good. And this isn't like a one-day issue. This is like all the time. What is that? Unbelievable. So, yeah, new ship issue, I'm sure, Debbie. I don't know. I pray for the Seaside and the folks for MSC that the second one and the third one don't have this problem. That would be just terrible. Spartacus, INT21H. If you have a room with a balcony, you can get away with smoking on it. Oh, no. It's just like saying you can get away with smoking on it, use a plastic Coke bottle. I don't think that's a good idea. I really don't think that's a good idea. Spartacus, if you want to get kicked off a cruise ship, you've just found the method, because if you think they don't have cameras scouring the entire length of the ship and looking for the odd behavior, you're in for a treat. You're in for an early escort to the shore. Folks, you don't want to be doing this. I wouldn't. Don't, like Bob says here, don't try it. Your neighbors will notice, and they'll turn you in. I'll turn you in. Yeah, because I can do it anonymously. Yeah, don't try and smoke on a cruise ship when you're not supposed to. If there's a designated smoking room, use it. Yes. If you've got 3 shore excursion days, smoke on shore. But if you're addicted to tobacco or other substances and you're on a cruise ship, you might not have a pleasant experience unless they offer you a smoking room. And you better check with the cruise line before you even book your cruise to make sure they offer a smoking lounge for you. Debbie Manuel, Spartacus, your non-smoking neighbors will turn you in. That's right. We will. And just a whiff of this stuff, just one whiff, and then we know, yeah, there's a smoker. Cheating will turn you in. Because fire on a cruise ship, the killer. It's the killer of killers. We don't need that. Spartacus, I thought I would ask anyway, how many smoking areas are there on the ship? Spartacus, I believe there's usually, I think normally has been one. A designated smoking room or lounge, well ventilated and so on. And it might even be one of those airtight rooms because they don't want the, oh yeah, Debbie, thank you, Debbie. Casinos are smoking areas on most ships too. So there you go. Thank you, Bob. Same thing. Generally the casinos. I forgot. But then they'll also have a smoking lounge as well most of the time. So at least 2 perhaps. So Spartacus should be all right. And don't worry about the casino. It's open all the time. Whether the machines are running or not, you can smoke in the casino even if the machines are turned off, I'm sure. I'm sure they'll let you smoke. You're welcome, Spartacus. Thanks for coming. It was great to have you here. That's good. That's a good question. The topic we haven't brought up before, and I'm glad he brought that one up because who would have thought, right? Back in the old days, the 50s, the 60s, and going back, smoking was everywhere. I mean, that was just a it was just a thing to do, and cruise ships let you smoke, ocean liners let you smoke. But nowadays, oh no, 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 not with all the rules, the fire regulations, and the insurance rates that these cruise lines have to pay for fire insurance. Oh my goodness, if it's deemed that a fire started because a passenger broke the rules, I'm not sure if the cruise line is even covered, or if they can get partial coverage only. I'm not even sure how that works. And can you imagine the passenger got caught starting a fire from putting out a butt? Oh man, you're in for a lawsuit that'll bankrupt you forever, I'm sure. Anyway, good question. I appreciate that. Folks, I'm going to wrap this up. This is my first show of the day. I've got another one tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and it's now 6 o'clock Eastern, and I'm going to say my goodbyes for you afternoon folks or early evening folks. If some of you are popping by later, that'll be great. Let's see how we're doing on thumbs ups. 36. Oh, thank you. We got 36 thumbs ups. Fantastic. Love it. I hope you had a good day today. I hope you have a good evening. If I don't see you today, I'll see you otherwise tomorrow at 5 o'clock for my Wednesday show. But we'll wrap it up here. And so this is Bruce saying, thanks for joining me today on my live chat. I hope you've had a good day. I'll catch all of you tomorrow, but some of you maybe tonight at 8, and we'll do some more live streaming then. Have a good evening. Peter's saying, hi, did you notice, Bruce, that you didn't get one thumbs down today? It's day ain't over. The day ain't over. But you never know. Thanks, Peter, for everything. Debbie, you too. Bob, Spartacus, everyone who's come by today. I really appreciate you all here. Soulful of Music, Chevy in first. Glad to have you all around. And Debbie, Mark the Lost Traveler, PJ, thanks for coming. Alunai, Sylvana, as always, Joshua, and Anna EP, all you guys, Matt, Pamela, Scott, Randy, Jackie, George, Belinda, Patrick, Excoloso. Thanks for all, Bobo. Thanks for all coming by today. You guys have a good night. We'll talk to you later. I'll see you guys at any of you guys coming by. I'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight. Bye-bye.